It's the Tony Toad Show on Vintage Sound 93.1 FM. What you just heard was new music from Ian Hunter and the song Dandy off his album Fingers Crossed. And just like that, on the MPW Digital TV Celebrity Hotline, joining me right now, I believe all the way from England, it's Ian Hunter. Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
A lot of people listening, excited for you to be on the radio, and I was just looking at the Stranded in Reality anthology, and this seems to be, Ian, like if there was one thing that people had on their Christmas list, Stranded in Reality is something that they should put to the top, right?
I don't know. there's a lot of it, yeah.
So it's a 30-disc anthology box set that just has unreleased material. So I wonder, did they approach you about putting this out? How involved were you in deciding what was going to end up in Stranded in Reality?
There's this label called Proper in England, and there's this fan called Campbell Devine who wrote the book on Mott. And they got together, and I was putting out an album about 3 or 4 years ago called When I'm President, and they said, we're going to put a box set together. Do you mind? So I said no. And fast forward 3 years, and about a year ago I started getting involved in it, and Campbell came and stayed with me, and I had stuff on a Fostex half-inch that they wanted, and we dug stuff out, and they've been buying stuff from all the various record deals I've had over the years, and slowly it sort of emerged, you know.
Well, I can't...
And I was kind of leery about it, to be honest with you, because I'd got a new record coming out as well. I got Fingers Crossed coming out, and I'm wondering, like, this box set is like, is this the career over? You know what I mean?
Well,
because of Fingers Crossed, everything's fine. So it's the two things: it's Fingers Crossed and the Stranded in Reality.
And I'll tell you this: we just played, because this is a radio station that's kind of unique. We have 100% local control of the playlist, Ian. So I was able to play Dandy on the radio a few minutes ago off of Fingers Crossed, and it's fantastic. And then right after that, Ghost, another song that I really enjoyed. So talk about Fingers Crossed for a second, because that is a new record, and I've listened to the whole thing. The experience putting that together for you, how was that?
It was great. I have a great band. It doesn't take long. You know, we were in there maybe 3 or 4 days with the band. I took longer because I had throat trouble, but that cleared up eventually. So very quick, very quick. The band that I have, they do their homework, so when we actually work together, it's pretty quick.
And the song Dandy is for your friend, the late, great David Bowie, correct?
Yeah.
So I wonder, when you were deciding, I mean, did you have that song before you had the rest of the album, or was it just part of everything that you and the band were doing?
No, it came last.
Okay.
I was working on a song called Lady in January of this year, and that's when I found out David had passed, and Lady turned into Dandy, you know.
So if I talk about Bowie just for one last question, when he puts out Suffragette City, did you like it? Because originally that song was for Mott the Hoople, right?
He offered it to Mott, yeah. I thought it was okay. We thought it was okay, but we didn't. You know, radio was completely closed to us at that point in time. Mm-hmm. We knew it had to be something special, and the Suffragette was good, but it wasn't that good. You know. You came back with all young dudes, and that was it. You know.
I played. Speaking of Mott, I got to play Darkness a few minutes ago. That was a great one. You have a big fan that's listening. His name is Don, and he submitted a couple questions that I could ask on his behalf to you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So Don was wondering, how did you and Mick Ralphs get back together? What happened? Because it seems like everything in that relationship is okay.
It was always okay. You know, I mean, Mick was writing songs I couldn't sing. Mm-hmm. And so he found out that Rogers was interested in working with him, and Paul was like a great singer in that blues rock vein, you know. Mm-hmm. And so Mick went with him, but there was never any real animosity. And I didn't see Mick for a long time because, you know, I was doing my thing and he was doing his thing. Eventually we met up again, and it was fine. It was just like old times. We did a couple of get-togethers, you know, in Europe, and it was great.
Do you pick back up immediately, like the last time you had seen him? And is it that kind of connection?
Oh, yeah. It's the old proverbial riding a bike thing, you know. Yeah.
Don, the big fan of yours, Ian, also wanted me to pay you a compliment. He calls you the English version of Bob Dylan, so I hope you'll appreciate that.
Well, I do and I don't. I love Bob, but it's like I don't really want to be saddled with that.
I'm just passing it along. Don't shoot the messenger, all right?
Well, Don, cool off there.
Okay, so I want everybody listening to know that Fingers Crossed is fantastic, and Stranded in Reality is a limited anthology. Fingers Crossed came out this year. Do you have plans for any more new material? What's 2017 going to look like for you, Ian Hunter?
Well, there's been an upsurge, especially in Europe, so we go back in June with Fingers Crossed and with Stranded in Reality, We keep on working on those two records because they're still moving. And beyond that, I don't know. One thing at a time. Well, two things at a time.
Do you think that you'll do shows stateside next year, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's mainly Spain, France, England, Scandinavia.
The one question that I've asked a lot of people recently that I've talked to, Steven Van Zandt the other day, the resurgence of vinyl, has that surprised you? Because it was around and then we went to, 8-track, CD, digital, but now this vinyl rebirth. Any thoughts on that?
I don't know. I mean, when I started, it was just rock and roll music, And I think it's not only the vinyl. I think people would like. It's so fragmented. It's all in different boxes. It's like, why not get back to just rock and roll, instead of all this EMO and prog and all the rest of it. Really simple,
Yeah.
It grooves if it moves. If it moves you, then that's rock and roll.
And I'm assuming when you were putting Fingers Crossed together, you were able to identify that, because the whole record works so well. You mentioned that song Lady, were there other songs that didn't make the cut that maybe you'll hang on to for another album?
No, we did 13, and sometimes Japan wants an extra one or something like that, so we used the 13, It's the same 10 on the record no matter where, but then there was bonus tracks that you had to give people in Japan or Indonesia or somewhere,
Ian Hunter, last question. There's a lot of young people that tune into the show and that play music, and it's something that I hope continues to be taught in schools and afforded opportunities. Advice that you have for younger people that are just maybe picking up a guitar or in their first band?
It's difficult. It really is. It always was. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would do it. It's difficult now because of the way you can get stuff for nothing and all the rest of it. It's very difficult. But if you've got a passion, you have to follow it. Simple as that.
Well, listen.
What you dream about at night before you go to sleep, that's your passion, and that's what you have to follow.
Well, I'm so happy that you took the time to make the call this morning. And for folks listening, Stranded in Reality, once again, it's a 30-disc anthology box set. It's beautiful. You can order it. It's limited edition at propermusic.com. And please pick up Fingers Crossed because it's very good. And, sir, I just want to say I've been a fan for a while, and the fact that you're on the air with me right now means a great deal. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great holiday season.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Ian Hunter, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.